Welcome to the very first episode of Student Spotlight. I'm Kayana.
And I'm Satrio.
And today we have Brandon Jonathan joining us, currently studying computer engineering in UC San Diego. Brandon, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, my name is Brandon. I'm currently a rising sophomore in UCSD studying computer engineering. Over the holidays, I got the opportunity to be tech director for Gruda Hex, which is one of the largest hackathons in Indonesia. Thank you for the opportunity to have me here as a guest. I appreciate it a lot.
And with that being said, let's resume the podcast. All right, so now let's move on to the question segments. And I'm going to be getting a random question from here. So the first question is, what is the biggest difference between high school and university?
Yeah, so I think between high school and university, it's two completely different experiences. But for me, the biggest difference that I felt between the two was the amount of free time you have. In high school, you're kind of limited by like what you can do. In like most schools, in just it's different. But in most schools, it's like you go to school at like around 7:30, you go to finish class at like 3:30 to 4, and then after that, if you have CCAs, you finish at 6. By the time you're home, it's like 7, and it's kind of late already. In university, let's say my class starts at 10. I wake up at 9, go to class at 10. If my class finishes at 12, then I'm done for the day. So from 12 to like whatever time I sleep, it's completely free. And I think one of the skills that you really need in university is to be able to make use of that extra free time. Because in high school, with the lack of free time, you're kind of forced to do what you do on a daily basis. In university, there's so many more options. If you want to explore your hobbies, let's say you want to go gym, you want to do a new project, you can. If you want to just have fun, you also can do that. But being able to use that free time effectively, I think is like one of the key skills that you need in university.
Could you maybe share with us what one of your hobbies are?
One of my hobbies? So one of my hobbies that I picked up there actually is going to the gym. I know it doesn't look like it because I've been slacking here, but yeah, going to the gym is very nice because it's like it's alone time. It's just it's peaceful in the gym. Yeah,
I agree. I also like going to the gym.
Yeah.
So next question. Speaking of high school, what skills in high school do you think you find most useful in university?
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is kind of the opposite of the other question. So the skill I learned in university is how to make use of free time, right? The skill I learned in high school is kind of how to like study in as short a time as possible. I feel like I've been pretty lucky to be able to like get stuff without taking too much time, but that's a skill I learned in high school. So like whatever new content I get in university, I try to understand it as fast as possible. And I think being able to like, people always say it, like learn how to learn, right? And I think that it's really effective. So instead of just looking at your textbook, I'd rather like do the question first, and then if I don't know, then look at the textbook. Little skills like that you develop from learning a lot of stuff in high school. I think that still applies to university, especially if you're going for like a technical subject like engineering, biology, those types of things. I think being able to study fast and study effectively is a skill that you can use from high school.
Do you think that studying fast is a bit stressful for you?
I like studying. It's not that stressful because I feel like I like learning new stuff. Like if I can't solve a math problem, I enjoy finding the way to solve the math problem. I don't know how many people that can relate to, but I think
Not me.
I think that's one of the things that by nature is effective for me. So yeah, studying fast doesn't get me stressed because it's just a habit. It's just what I do.
Okay, next question. What subjects did you take in high school, and does it really affect your path right now?
Okay, so I took IB in high school in ACS. I had math HL, math AAHL, physics HL, chem HL. Yeah, I don't know why. Indo ASL, English ASL, and psychology ASL. These three, I don't use a single bit in uni. The other three, my HLs, I mean, they're pretty closely related to engineering. So math gets used a lot, physics gets used a lot. And the thing with IB compared to at least US universities is we're kind of ahead in the sense that your first few quarters of university, you're kind of going to be relearning for, let's say my school is 10 weeks, right? For the first 5 weeks, it's going to be stuff you know. So you basically have a lead. And that's kind of where it helps the most. When it goes to like new content, then you're kind of on your own. But having that basic in IB, it really helps like at least push you in the first adaptation parts of college. So yeah.
The subject selection itself, do you think the subject you selected actually helps in university and studying all the classes you take?
I think the subjects itself didn't help as in like the content, but I think math, physics, chem is a very heavy combo to have, right? It's one of the like, controversial ones in IB where it's really heavy. And I think having that stress, like that load on me, really helped me adapt. I don't think I've ever been as stressed as grade 12 of quarter one, where it's like all my EEs were due, all my IAs were due. I had like 3 tests every week. Once I got over that stage, nothing else like compares to that. And I think that's where the subject selection really helps.
So you don't actually need computer science for computer engineering?
Yeah, no, you don't. I took I took coding lessons outside of school, so that's kind of where I got my CS basis. But in school, I had no space for CS, so you don't actually need. It's just something really helpful for university applications.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the next question, which is after studying for around a year, what do you think how have your views changed on computer engineering?
In computer engineering, okay, so I can only say like half of an answer because computer engineering in UCSD is split into the software and the hardware. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, I haven't been able to take the hardware classes. Before the software classes, I think how my view has changed is that in high school, you're exposed to quite a bit. In uni, you're exposed to like everything. It's kind of like you end up having so many options that you don't know which one to go for. And at some point, you just have to like kind of, I want to do this. And then you just pick it. Yeah.
How did you know? How did you decide that you wanted to do what you were doing right now?
Okay, so for that, I've been coding since about P6. My mom put me in like a coding camp, and I've just liked it ever since then. So the way I decided was I was gonna be some sort of engineer because I like building things and I like programming. So it was either gonna be CS or CE. ECE was kind of an option, not really, but CE or CS, right? And the way I decided was if I found something that I liked more than engineering, I would pursue it. If not, I'd go for engineering. And I ended up with engineering. But I mean, I ended up liking it. I'm really enjoying my classes right now, so I think it all worked out in the end.
As you took camp, do you think joining camps like summer camps actually help for uni and gaining experience?
So I haven't actually had the opportunity to join like a summer camp, but from what I've heard from people around me, there are benefits and there are also people who say that it's not the best. So the people who say that it's not the best, they say like, oh, it's summer camp. Everybody can go to summer camp. It's not unique. You don't really learn much. You don't stand out for your applications. But I think summer camp is a really fun experience. For one, you get to meet people from like a lot of different nationalities. Like if you go to school in USC summer school, right? You get to meet people from America, India, China, basically everywhere. You get to experience the uni life for a few weeks. So when you get to uni, you actually adapt. So in terms of application, I don't think it has that big of a effect. But in terms of a personal experience, I think it's really helpful.
Okay, besides camps, what about competitions? Did you join any? And do you think they actually help for applications and doing uni classes itself?
So for me personally, like my experience with applications was I didn't have that many side projects, but I did have competitions. You have competitions like I think for people in Indonesia, everybody does some sort of math Olympiad at some point in their life. So that's something you can put in. If it's like some unknown competition, you can like make it sound amazing. Like that's one way to do it. But I also joined another competition. I think one of the things that stood out in my application was there's this thing called the spaghetti machine contest, which is basically, do you guys know what a Rube Goldberg machine is?
No.
No.
Okay, so a Rube Goldberg machine is a very complicated machine to do a simple task. Let's say I want to press the space bar. I'd have a marble drop there, and then a swing would launch a Beyblade up, and then it would cut some string so that another ball would fall into this space bar. That's a Rube Goldberg machine. So I was designing one of those. It was hosted by Unimail. It was during COVID actually, so everything was online. But somehow I won, and I think that was one of the core experiences because it was like, oh, maybe I can do engineering, and that was kind of what solidified me wanting to do engineering. So yeah, I think competitions are very helpful. Projects that show leadership experience maybe would help more than that, but it's a good start for people who are confused on what to do.
Speaking of pandemic, did you think the pandemic affected your choice in like the university or the major you chose?
Um, with regards to the pandemic, I was pretty sure I was gonna go to America, so I was already planning for America. What the pandemic did was, this might just be an excuse, but because of the pandemic, it was and coinciding with me going to a new school, it kind of made it hard for me to like start initiatives on my own, start projects on my own, and that kind of made it so that because I had a lack of leadership positions, there were some schools that were just off limits because leadership positions are very important, right? But in terms of where I want to go for school, UCSD was always like one of the options, right? So being able to go to UCSD is something that I don't regret for sure.
Definitely. So let's move on into a little bit more personal questions. So if you could go back in time, what would you do differently?
I tell myself to stop playing games.
Oh,
If I,
honestly, I
oh,
can.
sorry, what?
Yeah, I also play a lot of games.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Like I did the maths. I have about 3,000, 4,000 hours of games, which is a lot more than I should have spent. So if I were to go back, I'd use that 4,000 hours to learn how to like actually manage my time well and focus on my hobbies. But yeah, that's one of the things.
So now that you have more time for like for your hobbies, do you still play games?
Yeah, I still play games. But from 4,000 hours in 6 years, I played like this holiday. I probably played like 20 games max. So I still
20 is
play
a lot.
games. My holiday's been 3 months.
Okay, but 20 is a lot. Like 20 different games?
No, 20 games of
Oh.
League of Legends.
Oh.
That's okay. 20 games of League is like 10 hours in the past 3 months. I'd say that's not bad.
Okay.
That's decent.
Okay, maybe we should talk more about UC San Diego. What about the university surprised you the most?
Do you want like a technical answer, or do you want like what I personally feel about an answer?
We could talk about the campus first. Anything
Okay.
about the campus that surprised you?
The campus is so big. The campus is like from one edge to the other edge. It's like a 20-25 minute walk. I had to use a scooter because I couldn't make it to the 8 a.m. classes because I'm not gonna say I missed classes, but I missed a few. So there's that. That's one of the things about the campus that really surprised me. The architecture was also a lot better. If you compare it to schools like UCLA and like schools in UK, the architecture is still very like it feels like a college. UCSD feels like a bunch of buildings that just happen to be together and happen to have like similar purposes. And I think that's something that's really nice about UCSD.
Wait, so since you're late to your class, do you miss a lot of things?
That's the beauty of university.
I mean, do you miss a lot of things like in the lectures and everything?
Yeah, that's the beauty of university. Let's say you miss your class, right? 80% of the classes have lecture videos. So if you miss a class, just go home and you watch the video. Actually, some teachers they don't even make you go to class. So technically, they just post the lectures online, and then whenever you have free time, you just watch those lectures. And as long as you get good grades, I'm like, who's gonna check? You know what I'm saying? It's not like cut
Okay.
that out, cut that out, cut that out. It's not like high school where some teachers are very,
Mm-hmm.
persistent on you going to class.
So, apart from the size of the campus, what else surprised you?
Okay, so this is more of a personal answer. I love the sunsets in UCSD. The sunsets there are like you can go from blue red to like pink to like black in the span of like 20 minutes, and from my view it's like I get to see that every day, and that's something that I really like about UCSD. Like I haven't seen any other colleges that has that, so that's something that makes UCSD special outside of like the education and stuff.
So, to wrap things up, could you please give our audience one final sentence, and convince them to join your major?
One sentence.
Yes.
Okay. In one sentence, if I only have one sentence, then to all you people aspiring to be computer engineering people, if you succeed in this major, you're gonna make a lot of money. Like a lot of money, like a lot of money. So if you're yeah, go for computer engineering.
Okay, so thank you so much, Brandon, for joining us, and thank you all for watching. So, do you have any final words for the audience?
Yeah, so I'm assuming that most of you guys watching are going to be high schoolers aspiring to be uni students. I know the road ahead sounds really tough, and it's going to be really tough. There's going to be a lot of new things to experience, but step by step, bit by bit, you guys are all going to get through it. And if you guys are watching the podcast, that's like step one. So keep watching the podcast. Yeah, you like that?
So, guys, stay tuned for our next episode. Our podcast is accessible in Spotify and YouTube.
And don't forget to check out our Instagram so you can be up to date, and check out our website because we offer a lot of different opportunities. So this is episode 1 of Student Spotlight.
See you.
See you
See you
guys
all
next
there.
time. Bye.